Hey everyone, I'm Brian Sparks, editor of Greenhouse Grower. I'm joined back in the studio today by Dr. Allan Armitage. How are you today, Alan?
Hey, I'm doing well, Brian. I'm glad to speak with you. I'm looking around at this. My background is not exactly a lovely greenhouse full of poinsettias, is it? But anyway, it's it's where that's the informality of our chat. So I'm pleased to talk with you and people who are listening to this. How fortunate we are.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and we're talking, we're approaching slowly the end of fall, depending on where you are. I mean, I'm here in Northeast Ohio, and we've already had our first fairly light snowfall of the year, but we have had the snow. In other areas of the country are getting close to winter as well. So, but this is still a good time for late fall into early winter plants. So, Alan, let's talk about kind of what you're seeing out there, and what are some of your recommendations for this time of year in terms of those, those late fall, early winter type plants that growers should be looking at.
Well, again, it's an interesting time of year. Of course, it's a shoulder time for some areas, like here in the southeast. Um, I mean, we've had our hard frosts. All the annual stuff is gone, and there's little gaps here and there, and certainly the containers that contain the begonias, and they're all gone, as is your area in the Midwest,
Yeah,
as is most of the areas of the country. So what are we going to do to replace those? And of course, if you happen to be so in the southeast, we're selling still a ton of snapdragons and pansies and various things that tolerate a lot of cold. Most will go through the various southeastern winters and look nice in the fall and the spring. But that's not the case for you. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do a lot of that. But I see that market still, I won't say strong, but still working. I mean, it is, yeah, hell, it's Thanksgiving almost. So,
yeah,
there's only so much going out there, but people are still interested in replacing those annuals. And certainly the perennials are being sold that can go in the fall. Absolutely all the garden stuff. If you have gardeners that are still interested in digging in the dirt, i.e.,
yeah.
the dirt isn't frozen. Okay.
Mhm.
So having said that, the market is strong in certain parts of the country. It's obviously almost shut down. So what are they looking at now for growers? While you're looking at your poinsettias and your cyclamen. I'm seeing a lot more cyclamen, Brian,
Yeah,
as a gift plant for sure. But also, some people just think they can stick them outside. Well, in your area, they can't. Maybe in California, they can for sure. But cyclamen are appearing, for better or for worse. And I think that's a good thing because we do need more than the mums and the poinsettias and the calancho. You can see one in the background. I love calanchos. They're a terrific plant. And this
yeah.
is a great time to get people to look at color, at least color that's going in the house. So yeah, I think the fall market and certainly, Christmas market is still worth pursuing. Is it strong? It's strong in certain areas. I hope the poinsettias go through the roof. You never know with
Yep.
poinsettias, but the calanchos, the cyclamen, etc. Those are where I hope that we can be spending a bit of time.
Well, and as you were talking about cyclamen there, I look back to our trip to California spring trials this year, and we saw so many great new cyclamen varieties. And I know the one that stood out to me at least was that dragon blue at Schoneveld, but
It's spectacular.
Syngenta and Ball all had a few different new varieties that we were
Well,
looking
it's
to see.
interesting, just wandering around the garden centers and stuff. I'm seeing good-looking cyclamen. I'm not, unfortunately, seeing that one, but I hope we will. And the other thing that I hope, and I think the any breeders talk to me, they certainly, uh, I beat them over the head about trying to get some perenniality into these cyclamens. I mean, you're not going to do perhaps an Ohio perenniality, but a zone 7 perennial or zone 7B
Yeah,
perennial would really be good because cyclamen are kind of like those other early spring plants or late fall plants where they'll tolerate some frost for sure. Uh, but they've got to come back quickly in the spring, and right now they don't. So
yeah,
we'll hope
yeah.
we'll get that too.
Yep, exactly. Well, I know a lot of growers are already starting to look ahead a little bit to spring, but let's not forget this shoulder season and some of the great new plants that are out there. So, Alan, good catching up on this today.
Good, and let's hope everybody has a great fall season.
Definitely.